Yesterday, EA did the FC24 Ultimate Team reveal. They put out a trailer plus a deep dive, and today we're going to be taking a look at the trailer to see what's coming to Ultimate Team and take a look at the gameplay as well. If you do enjoy the video, please leave a like for me and make sure you subscribe to get all the latest FC24 information. So it starts with game engine footage. Not all images appear in game. Visual quality depends on your hardware. That's the usual disclaimer we've seen with all the trailers so far. We've got Tevez there. We're going to talk about him after. And this is just like the opening introduction here. So we've got the Deep Dive Series Ultimate Team. I think there's only pro clubs left. And you can see here the 2-player walkout. That is pretty cool. We'll talk about that later as well. And the player ratings that you see on your screens are not final yet. They could change. But there's 3 pillars to this trailer or to Ultimate Team this year. Evolutions, women's football, and also play styles as well. That's pretty much what they discussed this year. And there's Jota there. There's also Son. And let's start with evolutions. We've got this screen here and you can see already that there's some new menu features. We'll talk a bit about that later, but we've got L2, L1 and R1 there. Basically, I think they've changed the menus a bit to make it a bit more easier and more intuitive. But you can see evolutions here. You've got dribbling evolution, evolutions foundation, striker upgrade, and the path to glory. So if you're on striker upgrade here, you basically have to follow this. So it says increase weak foot and upgrade your player's shooting attributes. Summary. We've got reactions plus 10, weak foot plus 1 star. There's 5 challenges here. Rewards may vary from player to player. And we've got unlock within 15 days, expires in 29 days. So example player and max upgrade level 3. So you can go from here to here. Obviously it's going to make a difference, especially in these certain stats here. There's going to be player requirements. So you have to select a player that meets the following requirements. Shooting max 78, pace 81. Overall max 78 and weak foot max 4. So you can't put a 90 overall player here. You have to find a player that meets these requirements. Pretty much it says select player to preview. So basically you would click that and it will take you to a screen where you can select a player. And these are the players from your club that fit the requirements for this evolution upgrade challenge, whatever it is. So obviously the more players you've got, the more chance of more players being featured here. So you can see level 1 rewards, shooting plus 3, weak foot plus 1. These are the challenges. Play 3 matches in squad battles on minimum semi-pro difficulty or rivals with the player in your starting 11. Score 1 goal in squad battles on minimum semi-pro difficulty or rivals with the player in your starting 11. So once you satisfy these, you unlock level 1, which gives you the plus 3 and also the weak foot plus 1 star. You can see the example there. You can see the player starts at a 75, but if you fulfill the objectives, he goes up to a 78 in shooting. Once you confirm that this is the player you want to upgrade, it goes from a normal card design to a greenish sort of card. There's also level 2 rewards here, so this upgrades your reactions by 10 and shooting plus 6. So you can see more stats get affected now. They've got challenges there once again. Obviously the challenges will not be the same from level 1 to level 2. They might get a little bit harder. Once you've upgraded the player to level 2, his stats change. You can see 78 shooting up to an 84. And also dribbling goes up by 1 as well. You can easily tell which player on the field you're trying to upgrade because they've got an indicator on the top of their head, and this is a playstyle plus indicator. It's going to be pretty easy to remember who's who on the field thanks to these indicators. Next up we move on to women's football in Ultimate Team, which is one of the new features as well this year. So pretty much the men and the women will be playing in the same team on the same field as well. We've got some ratings here. There's going to be heroes and icons for the women as well, and also normal club players. You can see a mixed team example here. You've got some male players and female players. When you've got the females here, the chemistry works like this. So Sam Kerr will link with players from the same nationality, also the same league, and also the same team. In this example, she would link with Reece James and also James from the Chelsea women's team. There's going to be new heroes and icons there. You might spot some new ones in this little preview here. And we've also got some more here. Carlos Tevez is there as well. And you can see some of the cards there, Schneider and Scott as well. There's a new thing called Icon Chemistry this year. Pretty much whenever you put an icon in your squad now, it's going to give you an additional chemistry contribution to every league that's represented in your squad. Now we move on to packs, and one of the big features this year is of course 2-player walkouts, but also the women and men will also be in packs. And we've also got the 2-player walkout cutscene here. So whenever you pack 2 good players, you're going to see a 2-player walkout cutscene. In this example, they must have packed Haaland and Son. They'll juggle the ball a little bit together, and it's just a funny little animation there. And of course, Haaland is the standout player from this pack, so he ends up at the front last. In terms of the women, there's going to be 5 leagues here, plus the Women's Champions League, whichever clubs are available there. So you've got the Barclays Women's Super League, the Liga F, the French League, the Women's Bundesliga, and also the American League as well. And there's also going to be heroes and icons for men and women. EA has also changed the item design for Ultimate Team cards this year. So apparently it's going to be 30% more room now for images and dynamic images on the cards. And they've also changed the layout here. So we've got enhancements. It's now a wider view, and there's also all the items moved to the bottom, things like the league, the nationality, the club, and also the stats for the player. There's a first owner status indicator as well, and there's also the Playstyles Plus indicator on the card as well. You can check the playstyles of the player through the information section. You can see things like finishing, ball control, and also physical for Vinny Jr. And you can see the gold one is the Playstyle Plus, which accelerates significantly faster during explosive sprints. Now, only the best players at the moment are going to have these Playstyle Pluses. Playstyles and Playstyles Plus are a big feature this year. It's going to affect your players a lot. You can see on the field, those world-class talents are going to have multiple Playstyle Pluses, like Haaland here. And you can see when he does a power shot here, it goes straight into the back of the net. And I think players like Sam Kerr as well will also get like the power header traits. I think that's what it's called, but pretty much it'll come up as a gold thing. And hopefully it doesn't make the players too overpowered, because then you'll be scoring goals from anywhere pretty much. And obviously it's going to encourage people to only use the best players in the game once again. Let's talk about objectives next, because EA has updated the menus to give it a fresh new look. There's new themed backgrounds. Here we've got daily objectives and also weekly objectives. If you use the L1 and R1, you can switch to milestones and foundations. So pretty much it's just a new presentation. Should make things look a bit more fresher. New navigation also exists in the menu. So you've got your L2 and you've got your L1 and R1 to switch through these tabs here. If you click the L2 on your controller, it brings up some different sections in Ultimate Team. So you've got play, club, home, squad as well. And you've got the L1 and R1 to switch between the tabs there. We've got this example where you go from home to SBC or to transfers. Then you go from transfers to objectives. It's just going to be a quicker way of navigating the menus. And there's also the Claim All feature. Pressing Claim All will redeem all rewards from completed objectives within a single objective group and send the rewards to your club. In terms of position changes, they've removed the position modifier consumables now, so you can seamlessly move player items around the squad, and the player will automatically start contributing to chemistry in their primary and alternative positions as well. You can see Sam Kerr and Gakpo. Sam Kerr is a centre forward and also a striker, but Gakpo can also be a centre forward as well, so you swap them around and you can see that it doesn't change anything. You don't need a position modifier anymore, so that's going to be helpful. You can see Gakpo here is a centre forward, and if we're going to put him as a striker, because he's got an alternative position, it'll work straight away. No need for position modifiers anymore. Now, this was in the deep dive notes. Apparently, squad battles match lengths have changed now. So the feedback from the community regarding squad battles has been that matches felt too long. We are happy to announce that in FC24, we are reducing the length of each half from 6 minutes down to 4 minutes, so you can make the most out of each time you pick up the controller. Yeah, those squad battles games can get a little bit tedious, so it's nice that they've shortened the length. There was a lot of fake news around March and April that EA was going to remove the transfer market from Ultimate Team, or could remove the market. That was not confirmed here, so it looks like coins in the transfer market will still be the same this year once again. So that's pretty much it for the Ultimate Team reveal. Let me know what you think. And don't forget, there's also one more left. August, we'll also see pro clubs get announced and the new features that come to that. Plus Volta, I think, is embedded with that as well.